Lower the pitch, making a quick fade out like this to make it punchy. Another drum bass with some boom. I think that's a pretty decent kick. Hello, welcome back. Today we're gonna try a new idea, which is trying to make a song using video game sounds. And I chose Minecraft because I'm familiar with those. I started by pre-selecting sounds that were interesting to me, especially for drums. I got this folder from the internet. I didn't want to use the note blocks because it felt like cheating and it kinda defeats the purpose of the video. It wouldn't be too much fun. Every time I felt like I could use a sound for something specific, I would just throw it here. So when I began with the kick, I had already 2 or 3 sounds that were interesting for that purpose. I ended up choosing this Explode 2 sound. My first approach was to lower the pitch. I went for -7, making a quick fade out like this to make it punchy. A simple pattern. I just let it loop and started to work on the EQ. And as you can see, this is super weird, but it kind of works. Drum bass and some compression, not too much. In the drum bass, I barely did anything. I just increased the boom. So the boom basically amplifies a specific low frequency. Once I had this, I started to work on the rest of the sounds and I ended up coming back a ton. You stop listening to the kick for a while and you come back and you're like, oh, this sounds terrible. I froze and flattened the channel so we could see the new waveform. And from there, I added another EQ. But then the same happened. Whenever I heard the kick again after a while, something was off. I did realize that if I pitched this up, that started to sound a lot more like a kick that I wanted. My last idea was to use a drum sampler. A drum sampler, if you don't know, is a device from Ableton 12.1. It's basically the same as a simpler. It has like some added effects and one of them is pitch envelope. I just grab this and drag it here and I chose pitch envelope and this is the result. Another drum bass with some boom. I think that's a pretty decent kick if we consider that it started with this sound. Clap. The clap was a lot faster than the kick. Getting the clap wasn't crazy, but I did try a bunch of different snares and things, just didn't work, so I ended up with just one clap. I used hit 3. Yeah, one of those. 20 semitones down. That's pretty clappy. Fade out. High pass. It does feel like we need to compensate some of what's missing here. I used erosion on noise mode. And then another drum bass just to get that punch. Default drum bass. That's perfect. Shaker, which is this sound. The original sound is rain, Minecraft rain. 9 semitones up. And then some high pass. And we got a shaker. It drives the beat forward regardless of whatever the actual hi-hat is doing. So the hi-hat can go crazy anytime and this is grounding you in the beat. Hi-hat, you can turn any sound into a hi-hat. I ended up choosing Synth. Fade out, EQ, again, high pass and some compression just to get volume pretty much. And that's a pretty decent hi-hat. I tried again to use a drum sampler with some noise. I thought that would work because noise basically adds a noise. I did use a different pitch here. It's like 25 up. It ended up working. Synth 1. I initially tried to use like level up sound. When you try to play notes, you realize that it's weird and it doesn't sound nice. Instead, I just did looping, a random sound. It can be literally anything, and you loop it so fast that it just creates a tone. Let me demonstrate. You can even use this. You select here loop, deactivate snap if it's active, decrease the length to the minimum. And the cool thing is that depending on where we are on the sample, we get like a different tone. It's kind of like a wavetable. I went with rain again. There is no effect active. I made all of that here on the simpler. I just increased the attack and the release. And then I started to play with the filter, just taking some frequencies out. We also have an integrated LFO, which means that we can assign movement to volume, pitch, pan, or filter. Right now it's 0% on everything, but if I turn up the pitch here, the more we increase that value, the bigger the modulation is. But we are interested in a very subtle thing here, between 1% and 3%. Also play with the rate. I did the same but with the filter, so the same movement is applied here. There is one more thing, pitch envelope, the one from Simpler. You can activate it here, and this is the amount, right? So also you have to play with the decay. 12. Compression. EQ. Hybrid reverb. Like a stereo delay, and then some sidechain to the kick. This is the melody that I came up with. I tried a couple other ideas and none of them were working, and I needed to, wrap this up. Then I repeated the same process. It's rain as well, it's the same sound, but with different effects. Some chorus, the same reverb, delay, but instead of doing the stereo thing, we are just using it as a normal delay. And the two combined. There is one more, it's rain again. I did move this. Like I said before, depending on where the position of the sample is, you get different tones. This is more like a plucky sound. Compressor EQ, the delay here is extremely short, 70 milliseconds. Bass, pretty much the same process. I went with Breathe 3, it's a blaze. We are doing the same thing with the loop. Pitch envelope here, a lower octave. First of all, you wanna put this on mono or in one voice. The release helps a lot to make this feel like an 808. Some low pass, then some compression. The secret ingredient here is going to be Camel Crusher. This is a free VST and it's pretty nice. I had to EQ again. For some reason, I decided that we needed overdrive. And then sidechain compression to the kick. This is the pattern. Beat made only with Minecraft sounds. It's nothing crazy, but the sounds are pretty cool, I think. I'm pretty proud. It's a good exercise if you want to try it by yourself. I recommend it because you learn a lot. But if you need some quality samples to go along with these projects, you should visit samplefocus.com. You get 3 credits every week to download any 3 samples that you want, but you can also get credits by sharing your own samples. You get 4 credits for each sample that gets approved. Yeah, you should definitely visit samplefocus.com. Bye!